My heart is a very, very good evening to you. 'Tis me, Scottie McCLUE, and we are, of course, live with the internet phone in. Monday evening, nothing gets past me. Lovely to have you with us, and a very, very warm welcome. Now, so much to talk about tonight, as always, and so little time to do it in. Fantastic stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our YouTubers and to all our TikTokers tonight. Wonderful to have you with us. And excellent chat, always is. Now, this is the big one. This is show number 91. Just amazing. Hello, Scottie. Hello, Kian, I should say. Lovely to have you with us. And DINKY-DOO. There's Charlie. Says, hello, Scottie, on the old TikTok. Lovely to have you with us, Charlie. And welcome, welcome, welcome to our Monday night. This is just growing at a fantastic rate. And it's always lovely to have you with us. Hello, everybody. DINKY-DOO. That's fantastic. Just seeing you all joining now. Good evening, Scottie et al. Says Charlie. Wonderful, Charlie. DINKY-DOO. Hi, Scottie. How are you? Says Susan. Hello, Susan. How lovely to have you with us. And a big DINKY-DOO to you. Now then, who's this? You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scotland, it's Martin.
Hello, Martin. How are you doing?
How are you doing, son?
Are you DINKY-DOO?
DINKY-DOO. Told you, I told you, get on the night.
You got on the night. Well done. Good for you. That's what it's all about. Now,
It's as easy as that.
it's as easy as pie, as they say.
Piece of cake in my mind.
A piece of cake, a walk in the park.
Yes.
Have you had a good weekend?
Yes, I've been doing more Christmas shopping. I've got another 50 gifts, so that's we've got 150 gifts.
50 gifts? Who on earth? You must have some circle, Martin.
150 gifts.
150 gifts, my goodness me. There's Jerry saying, hi, Scottie and all the team. And good evening, Scottie. How are you, says Suzanne.
Yes.
So they're all on asking for you, you see. That's rather good, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Now then.
What do you think of the thing with the new variants just come in?
Oh, well, obviously we don't discuss the pandemic. We leave that to the mainstream media. But having said that, we will all need to be very, very careful and put our face masks on. I'm not wearing one just now because I'm not in direct physical contact with everybody. But we are in touch all around the world, which is marvellous.
Yes. Plus, I like all your YouTube uploads you done today as well.
Did you like that one? There's a couple of wee crackers there for you, Martin.
I have seen about 50 Christmas trees since I moved to Dawson already.
Wow, isn't that fantastic? There we are.
Plus, I'm going to get a lot more Christmas decorations for my house as well.
There's somebody that says, how do Mara? So I think he'll be from Cumbria. Mara's a good Cumbrian one. I think they maybe use it in Northumberland as well, your Mara. And it's funny that you should be here when that comes in because that's your mate.
Wow.
Your Mara, yes. He's a good Mara of mine.
Yes, and it's supposed to be snowing up in Edinburgh again at some point, and it's supposed to snow in Scotland.
Well, it was snowing in Scotland here at the weekend. Your own says, aye, good guess, I am from Cumbria.
How's all the cast and Take the High Road? Are they still there? Is there any more?
A lot of them have actually passed away, sadly. Well, you know, Mrs. Max passed away, and you know that Dougal has passed away. Yes, and I think the minister has passed away. But marvellous, you see, you've got to remember, Take the High Road's over 40 years old.
Yeah.
And it was so clever of Scottish television to make it. They really pushed the boat out.
Yeah.
And I remember writing to the producer, asking for a small part. And he very, very kindly interviewed me. Now, I didn't get the part, but I got a lovely chat with him.
Wow.
So there we are.
So,
Magnus says, have you heard Alex Belfield going nuts about masks today in England? I haven't, Magnus, but I'll have a listen. I don't know if you've ever heard of Alex Belfield, Martin.
Yes, I have.
He's a very, very big YouTube star.
Yes.
Here's somebody here called American Muscle that says, the man sounds a funny voice on the phone. Is he Polish? No, I'm actually probably just polished.
That's funny.
Did you like that one, Martin?
Oh yes. How many people have now got the Christmas trees up? That's the question.
That's what we need. Well, I'll put that out not just to one nation, but to every nation.
Yes. So could you do that for me?
I'll do that for you right now, Martin.
Thank you. And can you give me a weather update, please?
A weather update? Well, of course, be very careful tonight because a lot of slippery surfaces about. So, you know, a good pair of grip-ons on your shoes if you really have to go out, but try and not go out unless you really have to. You won't need the brollies tonight. Unlikely it's going to rain, although a little bit of showers over the high hills in the north of Scotland. Take care, stay in and keep warm, and watch Scottie McClue talking to Martin. That's your weather. Good night.
Nice. Emma's in the men's as well.
Good. Tell her we're asking for her. There's a guy saying he's going to put his Christmas tree up on the 21st of December.
Come on, that's not fair. Put it up in the first. Come on.
21st of December, DINKY-DOO. And there's somebody saying, did you have a radio show in the late 90s on Century FM? I seem to recognize your voice. I did indeed. Lovely to hear you, Martin, and take care, la.
You too. Love you, Scottie.
Love you lots. DINKY-DOO. Fantastic. Bye-bye. That's our Martin. What a character. Terrific stuff. Now, there we are. Who have we got here? Scottie. I went to school with Terry Lally. I remember Terry. Fantastic. Who's this? Is that working? Let's see if we can get this working next. Hello, you're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
All right, Scottie, how's it going, lad?
Hey, Glenn, lad. Are we all right?
I'm good, yeah.
Whoa, busy tonight. I'll tell you, the calls are coming in thick and fast.
I hope snow's nearly clearing up, Scottie.
I'm not saying the people are thick or fast.
Yeah.
There we are, fantastic.
Well, Scottie, what do you reckon about putting facial masks up on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock? It's a bit...
Yeah, well, that's it. Tuesday, 4 o'clock. What do you see? I wear my face mask all the time. Yeah. Obviously not when I'm streaming.
I'm not going to go on about it too much, Scottie.
No, because we leave that to the mainstream media. We don't want to take up our show by talking about pandemic stuff.
But on a Tuesday, though, at 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody's going to be out at that time, are they?
Well, you never know, actually. I can remember during the first lockdown, the police driving by, and they would slow down when they passed me, and then they saw I had a dog. Because he was a big black dog, they couldn't always see the dog in the dark. And then they would see the dog, and they thought, well, he's obviously walking his dog, you know.
Brilliant stuff.
Otherwise, I think they'd have put down the window and said, in that voice that police tend to use, good evening, sir.
Can I help you?
Can we help you? Can we ask what you're doing out at this time of night?
Ask them what they're doing out.
Yeah, well, oh no, you don't start any of that. Yeah, some of these TikToks I see, I know you're joking, lad, but I see people cheeking up to the police, and I think, should the police just be able to take them and give them a good birching?
Precisely.
You know, take their mobiles off them, put them in the back of the van, birch, dump them out and say, there's the caller number, off you go.
When you see them on beat and that, it's like, just nod to them and it kind of...
Well, I think a nod, a polite nod.
Yeah.
But I don't think you sort of start getting involved, you know?
You don't get... I've been pulled up before, well, not for something I'd done, but mistaken identity, you know, because I'm tall and that.
Yeah, very tall, and they were looking for a tall person.
They have to do this touching, don't they, kind of thing sometimes.
Yeah.
No, the frisking.
Oh, you got frisked?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. Any good bit of fun, no?
Nah, not really.
Not really. No,
But,
not so good.
I just said I understand that you had to do what you had to do and just got on. They're only looking out for community, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking out for community. They want to see if you're carrying out. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
I mean,
they asked me, they said, have you out sharp on you? I said, just me mind.
it's good stuff.
And what about that clip round the ear, says my name. We were frightened to death of Beat Bobby when we were kids.
It's not so much like that now, though, is it?
Well, not quite so much, but I mean, they certainly don't, they shouldn't be putting up with any shecht off these mobile people.
Like you said, they're just human beings like everybody else.
Human beings doing their job, and I think polite back to them. You know, and these people that give them, hey, you've no right to ask me, and you're a public servant, all that stuff. They, you know, a good birching would sort them out.
And have a good in and all that, innit?
There's chap 55. Evening, Scottie. Looking forward to a great night.
Jungle's been suspended for 3 days, and it's Scottie, you know, and a
Jungle, they should actually have me in there, to be honest.
I think that's why it's been suspended, not only weather.
But I don't know if they'd allow me. Have you ever seen the YouTube Scottie McCLUE, I'm a Celeb?
I have, Scottie, yeah.
Have you seen the little challenges?
Brilliant stuff, yeah.
I think I'll lift them off. We ate 2 digestive biscuits. We did it. No, you're laughing. We did it within time. And we had a packet of crisps.
Beautiful.
And we did that within time. And then the last one, I think, was 2 chocolate mints.
Oh, gorgeous.
And we downed them in time and all, you know. So that's all the eating stuff.
Anton Dick could have had a field day, Scottie.
Oh, they'd have loved Scottie McCLUE. Can you imagine it?
When you're saying bush sucker trials, though, when they were at Celebrity Store, they gave some gibber, Scottie, you know, when they're winding them up.
Oh, they don't have. They don't have. I mean, but I think I could provide a few laughs in there. Maybe they're not taking me because they might not let us do phone in between 9 and 10.
Definitely.
Well, that would be a highlight, you see.
Yes, I think it would. Yeah.
If they said, right, good evening, welcome to the jungle in Wales, and you know, and a lot of the Welsh people have been living in the jungle for years, and you know, and if they said, welcome to jungle, we start off with the phone in tonight. And Scottie's in the midst of chatting to Glenn from Sheffield.
Brilliant.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? The numbers would through the roof, Glenn.
Going to Bush Telegraph and all that. Scottie,
yeah. Well, you saw the numbers on Saturday. I think you told me you saw the little video I'd posted. 118,000 a half hour. Oh.
I mean, you've got these celebrity programs, though, Scottie. They've sold the whole short line up there. You are.
The what, love?
They've sold themselves a bit short by not never getting you on.
I think so. I think Scottie McCLUE should be on the telly. I hold with the old Lou Grade. The old Lou Grade. If Lou Grade were in charge today, Scottie McCLUE would never be off the telly.
Is that something why they didn't want to put you on there?
Yeah, they were a bit anxious about my television experience in case I might suss some of the chat, you know.
I mean, Nicky Campbell and all that. You've been across big names, aren't you?
Big names. Nicky Campbell, fantastic broadcaster. Great interview, that.
Brilliant, yeah.
You know, he was great. And Barbara Dixon was on there as well. Fantastic. Daniel O'Donnell joined us.
Yeah.
You know, wonderful people. That was a big show, that.
Scottie, I'm not trying to blow your own trumpet or anything, but they need to get you on mainstream.
Yeah, we should be on the telly all the time, really.
They definitely need you on mainstream because all this celebrities driving around in cars and that.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I could drive around. Get me a nice restored Morris Minor.
A bit of karaoke and all that.
But I'm a black belt in karaoke.
It's best level, that.
And I used to do origami till the class folded. You know, not a problem.
Yeah, what's it like with us? Entertainment.
Used to do gymnastics for anger management, and on the first night I flipped. It's good stuff.
Entertainment's public speech, though, Scottie, to be fair.
Bit of entertainment, yeah. You need the odd little laugh, don't you?
Having a good bit of banter and a bit of a chinwag with each other.
Well, maybe you can help us out, Glenn. I bought some rock salt in supermarket.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, this was a while back, and it's 2 million years old. This salt, right?
Brilliant.
But I noticed it were a couple of days out of date.
Yeah.
Should I still risk it?
I wouldn't chance it. I don't know, Scotty.
Well, it's 2 million years old, Glenn.
Well, Scotty, I'll get rid of it.
2 million years old. And it's two days out of date.
2 days in bed, is it?
The interest in origami's increased tenfold in recent times.
There is some films there that don't.
The what, love?
There is some films that don't go bad into kind of thing, mouldy or stuff.
Yeah, well, of course it doesn't. Honey never goes off.
Yeah.
You could go and get honey that's 1,000 years old and you could pop it on your toast.
I mean, mouldy cheese, isn't it? Is it
blue cheese, a nice bit of Stilton, smells a bit, tastes absolutely stunningly gorgeous.
But when you've got a loaf of bread though, and it goes mouldy straight up within like 2 or 3 days.
Well, now you're better out to birds, really, bless them.
Chuck it out to birds.
Well, I don't know if you should put a warning on it. This bread's a few days old, birds. Stay away from the blue bits.
I still think they eat it, to be fair, Scotty.
Stay away from the blue bits.
It's like when you go out in public and when you go for a sandwich or some chips or something, pigeons come straight around, don't they?
Oh, they do, absolutely. Listen, I'll tell you, a seagull took a chip straight off me in Milport.
Yeah.
Curry sauce the lot.
They'll have had a good treat there with this guy.
Fantastic. Dinky-Doo, there's Zot Star.
I always chuck some chips at them anyway,
Well, they like a few chips, actually. I think just a bit of potato, really, isn't it?
It keeps them going, doesn't it?
You know what I mean? I mean, you think fish and chips, fresh fish, and a little bit of potato.
Brilliant.
You can't really go wrong, can you? Glenn, I'm going to have to dash. These calls are going bananas. We'll block the system. Lovely hearing you, La.
And
you take great care of thee. Sithy. Top man, Sithy. Absolutely. You're live at Scotty's Fun In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty.
Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, how are you?
Fabulous. Thank you for coming on. There we are. Wonderful stuff. Full of fun. A question. Oh, I think we've lost you. We just lost you there. Sorry about that. You'd be safer eating yellow snow. At least it's fresh. Numpty eat. You know you never, ever, ever eat yellow snow. And you know that, Numpty eat. Never eat yellow snow, folks. That's not the way to go, I say. Right, to the telephones as quickly as you possibly can. And let's just check the lines are free. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, what have we got? Dinky-Doo. I think what we'll do with you is, yeah, that's it. There he goes. He's gone. You're live at Scotty's Fun In, is that? How you doing? I think we've got a bit of a cross line there, actually. I can't really hear you. Dinky-Doo, don't worry, Suzanne, he's gone. Hello?
I've got a
question.
I've got a question.
Question.
What are your Scottish women drivers?
Sorry, what was your question? We didn't get your question. Hello? I thought you were going to ask a question. There we are. Wonderful. We didn't get his question, so we don't know what he's talking about. Right to the telephones, guys, as quickly as possible. Lots and lots to talk about tonight. And, of course, so little time to do it in. Now then. Hang on. Can't seem to get this yet. There we are. You're live at Scotty's Fun In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty.
Hi, who's that?
It's Ewan.
Ewan, how are you getting on? Are you Dinky-Doo?
Yeah, I'm Dinky-Doo. How are you, Scotty?
Dinky-Doo. Now, Ewan, are you from the Outer Islands, did you tell me?
Yeah, I'm from the Outer Islands, Scotty.
Whereabouts?
The Isle of Barra.
So I can say Cabraha'u to you. And Hakama. Falchi. Falchi, how are you doing? What can I do for you, my dear fellow? Love to you and Barra.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. There we are. That's wonderful. Ewan from Barra. Isn't that beautiful? What an amazing program we get everywhere on here. I absolutely love it. There we go. Fantastic. Who have we got here? When I worked at Sheffield, I was called Haggis because I was Scots. That was in the 70s. Well, Magnus, I worked in Sheffield twice for almost 4 years, and I was never called Haggis. I was called a few other things. Thanks, Scottie, says Ewan. Good to have you on, Ewan. Yes. Rangers appointment. Scottie, what's your thoughts? Well, we don't really discuss football on here because I don't have any thoughts. Is that not amazing? We love it. Fantastic. Right. Now, who else have we got here? Don't worry about that, Suzanne. You shouldn't be put off by all that kind of nonsense. Ah, the patter's good, Scottie. Oh, Jerry, absolutely. Quality stuff, I say. And DINKY-DOO. Now, Martin was asking earlier, when do you put your Christmas tree up? Hello, you're live on Scottie's phone in.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, don't lie.
There we are. Don't know who that is. Right, there we go. To the telephones as soon as possible. We've got a lot of sillies on tonight. Fantastic. Suzanne, I hope that's not put you off. We've just blocked him. So there you go. Fantastic. Squeeze box. I tried calling. It was withheld. Aha. You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hiya, Scottie. I thought I'd get my last call.
Oh, your last call in, Glenn. Absolutely. You're just off the phone.
How were you just after these idiots have just been
We had one or two idiots, although Ewan's the genuine article, I think. He's just not used to the call. I think it was a bit much for him, you know.
Baby steps and all that.
Baby steps, yes. One call at a time.
On Christmas tree thing, I think it's 12 days before and 12 days after, Scottie.
12 days before, so you should really be putting your tree up on the 12th of December.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You know? I mean, Martin's really putting his up in the summer, isn't he?
You wouldn't know what day it were, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have a clue. No, I think you make something of a festivity of putting the tree up on the 12th.
Then as soon as they've come down, Easter eggs come out.
Mm.
It's all year round.
I quite like the Easter eggs. I didn't buy them when I had the dog because the chocolate is particularly not good for the dogs. And I didn't want him nicking it because being a Labrador, they can stretch right up.
Yeah.
My sister called in one day and she was making us a ham roll. And she turned around and said, "Where's the ham?" I said, "Well, where did you leave it?" She said, "There." I said, "Well, have you checked dog basket?" She looked in and there's Clyde just finishing off the packet. With the tail going.
Some more.
She told him he was BAD, but I don't think really he quite understood that. He thought, what's BAD about this?
Yeah. I mean, when you see Christmas trees up in October, Scottie, it's a bit ridiculous.
No, it's a bit too early. Martin says he puts his up in September, I think he said. Susan says mine's going up on the 1st of December. Tom says you had a shave.
It's reasonable, Scottie, to be fair. December, anytime in December.
Suzanne's gone yuck on the chat because we had a dirty, filthy midden came on, as you sometimes get, a dirty, filthy midden. And we banned the dirty, filthy midden to dirty, filthy midden land. Where he belongs. And, of course, that's not a problem, but Suzanne's going, yuck, all that stuff. You've just got to take rough with it smooth, haven't you, on here?
You've got to mind, it's different.
You know, you can't sort of come on and go, oh, they said that, you know. I mean, the idiot who has got nothing to say will always say something about nothing.
It don't let you anything. You're not surprised about anything. You've seen it all, Scottie, haven't you, to be fair?
There's chap saying, we have a house that's lit up like the sun, Scottie.
Oh, and then they do it for kids, really, don't they, Scottie?
Well, they do it, Santa stop here and all that, you know.
You know, it's Santa Claus and all.
Lights flashing on. What about flashing on? Season's greetings. Merry Xmas.
The electric bulbs will be a fortune, though, Scottie, won't they?
Joel says to me, Scottie, are you any good at poker? Now, I used to practice playing poker with a Labrador.
Oh,
yeah. Trouble is, when he got a good hand, he always wagged his tail. So that one's a good. The only poker I'm good at is giving the fire a right good poke.
You've got to do that, Scotty. Yeah.
There's Helga. She says, if you're anything to do with Alex Belfield, I'll unsubscribe and never look back. Helga, Alex Belfield only happens to be a big YouTube star. This is a totally separate phone-in.
Is he one of your... are you close to... Are your adversaries then, Scotty? Are you close to him?
Well, no. I mean, he uses a lot of Scottie McCLUE-isms that he's pinched from me.
Yeah.
You know, if you listen to him, he'll say things like argy bargy and stick your head up your backside, blow your nose till pressure equalizes. Don't try that at home now, folks. Things like that.
Does he say DINKY-DOO, Scotty, as well?
No, he can't say DINKY-DOO. DINKY-DOO's copyrighted.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, DINKY-DOO's big trademark, so, you know, that would be a breach.
You draw the line on that one, Scotty.
Oh, we draw the line on DINKY-DOO, absolutely. Scottie McCLUE and DINKY-DOO, you can't use them.
How often does he come on YouTube then, Scotty? Is it quite a regular?
As far as I know, he's on a good bit of the time, but he's got like 350,000 subscribers. Now, I think they should all be subscribing to me as well.
I think it's stolen from you, Scotty, to be fair.
You know, they should come and subscribe to me right now.
They were just waiting for somebody better to come along until you come out on stream.
So that's Helga. So there you are, Helga. So you needn't worry yourself.
You take it as a compliment, though.
I take it as a compliment. That's all. I mean, they used to say that imitation was sincerest form of flattery.
Definitely, yeah.
So we don't mind that. I hope everybody has subscribed to the YouTube channel, though.
I get notified every time I come on, Scott.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, you're well subscribed, Glenn. Hey, I better go. They're going daft here.
They're going crazy. Scott.
They're going crazy, la. Yep, you're causing a stushy.
Nice one, Scott.
Love you lots.
Love you, Scott.
DINKY-DOO, la. Top man. That's our Glenn. 2 calls. Fantastic. Christmas tree. Buying tomorrow, Suzanne. Excellent. It should only be shops that are allowed to put up Christmas trees earlier. Professor Numptyhead, I think you've got a point. Numptyhead, are you all right? We haven't heard from you since the storm. And you were saying that it was your mobile phone was a bit dodgy, but I don't know. I was slightly anxious about that, Numptyhead. Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Oh, Scotty, man, it's Martin.
Martin, we've already had you tonight.
Huh?
We've already had you on tonight.
I know, because Glenn's come on there.
Oh, so Glenn, so Glenn came on, so Martin thought, I'll go on.
Yes.
Right, okay, la, no problem at all.
What do you think of those idiots?
Well, the idiots are, you're always going to get the idiots. If you've got a big show, what the idiots do is actually tell you that the show is getting bigger all the time.
It is very, very inappropriate behaviour.
It's inappropriate, but we deal with it.
I know.
Charlie Johnson says, I watched you when you were on his show, Scotty, but after that, I put him down the Swanee. So there you are. So that's what they did with Alex. They put him down the Swanee.
Numptyhead says it should be shops that are allowed to put Christmas trees up.
Yes, I think so, because you put yours up really in the summer, effectively, don't you? Was it September, you said?
Aye.
That's a bit short, Martin.
I know. I put mine up because of all the stress of all the. I cannot say it, but it's all the stress what happened this year.
All right. Okay. No, we're not going to do. We'll not push you on that, Martin. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We won't press you on any stress because we're a de-stressor on here. We're here for a bit of fun and a bit of laughter.
I absolutely love your phone-ins. I've downloaded every show since you started.
That's fantastic, Martin. And I hope you're sharing them around the internet.
I am.
You know, spend a lot of time clickety-click, share. Tell people to subscribe.
I will.
You know, get them subscribed because we need to get the subscribers up. I mean, that should be up about 3 million.
Yes.
Everybody on YouTube and TikTok should be subscribed or following. Yeah. What about this one? Putting the tree up tomorrow night with a wee fella, something of a tradition on St. Andrew's Day. Now, tomorrow's St. Andrew's Day. Now, have you heard Scottie McCLUE broadcasting to the Falklands?
No.
No. Right. Put that into your YouTube. Scottie McCLUE St Andrew's Day broadcast to the Falklands.
Yes.
Now, it was a few years ago, but it's a great broadcast, and it was so snowy, I had to do it on my mobile from the office. So that went straight to Falklands Radio and went out to the Falkland Islands. Isn't that brilliant?
Yes.
And they were having a beautiful day in one of the most challenged, weather-wise, challenged parts of the world, the South Atlantic. They were having a beautiful day.
Hello.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
There's Popeye the Sailor says, "Dinky-Doo."
There's a comment on the chat saying that Susan sent me, I don't know what it says. It says, Scotty's rent boy. I changed it to have your boy. That one then before that, go up the chat.
Well, that was just some sort of filth. That was some idiot. And we've dumped him, but Suzanne was going, she'd shocked herself.
Because Susan sent it to me through
yes. I think she'd shocked herself. Well, Suzanne had.
I know.
Scottie, can't believe. My goodness me, fantastic, George. Yes, indeed. My Christmas lights are all solar powered, so they don't cost. Disco Pete is sending me beautiful presents on the TikTok. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
The TikTokers, Martin, are incredibly generous to Scottie McCLUE. It's lovely, and that's going to buy us our new microphone.
Lovely.
Kirsten says Scott has lots of fantastic sayings. Yes, we do. We are.
My own plans are to start my own DJ, like me, to start playing music.
Playing music, and maybe do a bit of entertaining.
Yes, to the public.
Well, I think you'd be very good.
Yes, I will be, but I like to do weddings, parties, different venues.
And do you do a bit of stand-up then?
Aye, but I need to train to do it because I've not actually done it yet, but I'm planning to get my DJ system next month.
You see, I did a lot of stand-up, but I was asked to sit down. You know?
But do you normally sit down when you're speaking or stand up?
Just now? What do you think I'm doing just now? Do you think I'm standing up or sitting down?
You are sitting down on a chair, Scottie.
How do you know that?
Because I can watch you on your channel.
Right, and you can see the chair.
Not exactly, but you normally tilt. If you tilt forward, I might be able to see it.
Yes, I see what you mean. Absolutely. Fantastic stuff. Wonderful stuff. Now, here we got DINKY-DOO from Easterhouse. Scottie says, Chaz. Hello, Chaz. We put them doing the Swanee. There we go. Now, 5 mini speakers from Disco Pete. Is that not beautiful?
Yes.
Yes. DINKY-DOO. Fantastic. There's Finlay sending love to his family. So there we go. And there's My Name's G sitting down because...
We have got Christmas lights on down at Dawson now. They went on a few days ago.
Oh, did they do the switch on? Did they bring in a celebrity?
No, they can't because of the stuff happened last year.
Because of the COVID. Yes.
Kamara got banned from that as well. No one was allowed to go out to watch anything because of what happened.
Yeah.
They got called off. Glasgow got called off. But the markets out there are still surviving.
Good.
But there's a lot of people going to the markets. Thousands and thousands of crowds.
Oh, excellent. No, absolutely huge. I can remember opening the Forge Market was it 26 years ago? Tremendous. What a superb market that is.
Yeah. What about the bars in Glasgow? Is that still open or has it been shut down?
I don't know. I haven't been for a while. You need to check, Martin. There's Claire saying, hey, Scottie, all hugs. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
Fantastic. There we go. Hold on a wee second. Just popping. Used to listen to you on the radio. We love it. Thank you very much for that. Wonderful stuff. That's Rab. Hiya, Rab. DINKY-DOO. Shout hi to Rab Martin.
Hiya. Hiya.
That's
Hiya,
fantastic. This is
Martin.
Martin Rabb, top man. Anyway, we better go, Martin. Lovely to hear you.
Okay, I'll phone again tomorrow. Love
Phone
you
us
lots.
tomorrow night. Love you lots. DINKY-DOO, and all the best.
Thank you. Love you.
See you, la. Night. There we are.
Bye.
Fantastic stuff. Right. To the telephones, guys, as soon as you possibly can. Lots to talk about, and so little time to do it in, I say. Oh, my goodness me. The time flies when you're enjoying yourself. There we go. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
All right, Scottie, mate, it's Pablo. You okay?
Pablo, are you all right?
Yeah, have I lost track of time or something? Is it the Christmas works too today? Because it seems to have all the idiots on.
Yeah, one or two idiots on. They maybe had a sniff of the barmaid's apron.
I think so, mate. Maybe they're putting the Christmas tree up right as we speak.
Putting the Christmas tree up, absolutely fantastic. No, it's wonderful. Do you remember all these lovely little glowing balls you used to hang up on the tree?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people change now what they put on. It's like they go for more of a bare tree.
We used to actually, I can go back to, it's probably a bit dangerous now, but I can go back to when you clipped on candles.
Candles?
Yeah, you had to put them out at night, that you couldn't go to bed with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what did you used to do? Well, on top of the tree or all around the tree?
Oh, no, you actually clipped them on, you know, and it brought out the scent of the pine. And then what happened by the end, by early January, the heat from the fire in the house had dried out the tree, and you were vacuuming up pine needles.
How things have changed. We've got, as I'm speaking now, we each come for a white tree. It's got a little bit of tinsel, a couple of baubles and lights, and an angel on top, and that'll do us.
That's nice. No, that's nice. The lights. We could never get the lights working from year to year. It took a while.
Right.
You brought the lights down once a year, and they didn't work. You had to go around checking all the bulbs.
That's right. I remember that even when my mum used to do it, you'd get the lights and there'd be a few that would be out on the lights, but to wrap it around the tree, and the ones that were working were efficient enough for this year. But
you had to go out to the electrician and say, "Excuse me, have you any Christmas tree light bulbs?" I said, "I'm afraid we're absolutely out of them."
So we just replace everything, Scottie. I mean,
well, I'll tell you what you get now. I mean, I've got one right here. I've got cold light bulbs beside me. Do you not remember I used to be almost on fire with the heat in the studio in the old days?
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here, okay, it's a little bit warm, but, I've got cold lights around me. It's lovely.
Yeah, them daylight bulbs are good as well. I bought a daylight bulb because I was doing some like aquaponics on the top of my fish tank, just experimenting really. And you'd be surprised how good them lights are. But,
beautiful. Hey, Pablo, what do you make of this light? Here's a guy called Cheese, right? And he says, a sniff of the barmaid's apron. What's that? We'll have to tell him. Shall we tell him? This is in the days when people were too young and they shouldn't have been drinking. And a sniff of the barmaid's apron that would just be smelling of a little bit of spilt beer was enough to get them absolutely out the game.
Scottie, I didn't even know that one, but I found it funny when you said it.
Oh, sniff of the barmaid's apron, absolutely. You say, what's up with him? You say, I think he's had a sniff at barmaid's apron.
I'll have to use that one.
It's the beauty of that, isn't it?
I don't know if they get it though, mate. I don't know if they get it.
Well, we used to say about English beer, we sell your English beer. It's not strong at all. We used to have about 10 pints and go to the dancing.
I tell you what, I don't know what's in beer these days, mate, but everyone, I know it's like an antidepressant, but everyone's saying the same thing. They feel depressed weeks after drinking. I do anyway, Scottie. I'd rather do without it.
Well, I don't bother now, you see, as you know, because I just couldn't be bothered with it. And all these, once they brought in all these calculations, you see, I can go back to the days when you could quite legally have a couple of pints and drive your car. Wow. Now, I wouldn't think anything is worth the risk. Nothing at all, you know what I mean?
it depends what day you're on as well, Scott, because sometimes you'll have one beer and you feel okay, but other times you could even just have two and it affects you, right? You don't even know if you took
Well, it's all to do with
medication
what
that
you've
day.
been eating, and in your case, if you were quite slightly built, if you'd had medication, all that kind of stuff, you know, you have to be careful. The trick is, I spoke to a doctor friend just socially, and I said, are there any benefits to alcohol at all? He went, absolutely zero, apart from as a social de-inhibitor or disinhibitor. And I thought, well, I don't really need that.
Yeah. Well, I watched something, I don't know, and it did say there is some benefits to drinking. If you have at least one drink, so 1 pint or something, it's supposed to reduce heart disease.
Well, so they say, but you see, I mean, that'll probably be put out by the drink companies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
this is good. Hey, wait to hear this, Pablo. They're all... Claire says, Belfield lives near me in Nottingham. I think he's rude, and I'm not a prude. Alice from the north of England, a very, very clever lady. I love Belfield, a voice for other perspectives. Good one, Alice. You're quite right. So there we are. Hey up, Scottie. So there you are. They don't, they're on about Alex Belfield. As far as I'm concerned, only for Scottie and Alex Belfield, they carried a lot of people through lockdown with their good phone-ins. Fair play to them. Good one, George. Thank you. Agree, George, says Suzanne. So there you go.
I agree with
So I think Alex Belfield and Scottie McClue, if we've got you through lockdown, then we've done a good job. Job's a good one.
Hey, and you never know, we could be going through another one, hopefully.
Hey, have you heard that, Pablo?
Sorry?
Have you heard them? There was a hint of it.
Well, it seems that way because, you know, a bit of precaution about what we've got to do in the next few weeks. And I don't know. I don't know whether we'll get through the Christmas first and then maybe see where things are going.
I hope we get through Christmas because I think the people would be very, very, very upset.
Yeah, especially mentally now. I think, you know, if we can get through Christmas, fingers crossed, it'll lift everyone's spirit. But if we go into a lockdown before Christmas, you know how about everyone's mental health was, how bad it was, Scottie.
Yeah, we don't want that, Pablo. Hey, Pablo, listen to this. Chap 55. We used to put tin foil in the holders instead of a new bulb. Chap 55, you could have blown yourself to kingdom come. Never, ever, ever try that at home. Do you not remember in physics in school, the first rule we learned was if a fuse blows, you never put a stronger one in.
Yeah. I think I remember that, but you know what happened to me, Scottie, right? I've just got a little pond in the back garden, and I bought a pump, it was an all-in-one pump filter in the pond. And my partner, when she was putting her hands in the water, she was saying, I'm getting a shock. So I put my hands in the water, and I say, I'm not getting a shock. It must just be like the pH, the acidic in the water. You must have a cold.
Well, yeah, sometimes you can get static electricity. When I worked in television, they had two big old-fashioned monitors. And if you stood very close to them or touched it with your hand, you got a very mild shock because you connected with a nylon carpet.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Have you never taken your jumper off at night? And if it's, maybe you have expensive jumpers, but if it's a nice cheap jumper, it'll crackle.
Yeah, I remember that. Even with the balloons, that's the first thing you learn, the static, even from the old televisions when you turned them off. And that's it, if they've been on for a while, you could get the static electricity off the telly going off. I remember that one.
You got a bit of a jump. And then the other thing was, if you got tore up tiny, tiny little bits of paper, you could pick them up. You used to get a silk cloth and a polythene rod and give it a good rub. And, you know, you'd pick up these little bits.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the pond, Scottie, it was actually a fault with the pond filter.
Claire says, I put tin foil around a fuse. Never, ever, ever, Claire. Because the tin foil's solid. You could blow the house up. Don't do it. Did your hair stand on end, Scottie? Charlie, it's a long time since my hair stood on end, I can tell you. Standing on end is its permanent state.
Anyway, Aye, the cost of living, Scotty. I think now put your Christmas tree, your Christmas lights up on the 24th of December.
Yeah, I think so.
cost of living's-
Hey, absolutely. Have you been even round to the shop? Everything's kind of doubling, isn't it?
Do you know what, Scotty? I'm not going to lie. I've been putting a bit of weight on now since I've been better. So I've been eating more food.
Good.
And I'm telling you, the cost of living, it's gone a lot.
Through the roof, isn't it, Pablo? Through the roof.
It's lasting 2 minutes, and I'm thinking, is there better ways we could shop? And I think there is. I think maybe go to a local butcher's and get one of them Chester freezers and maybe get a bit more meat. That way or something.
Well, you see, when I look back, we used to pick up our meat fresh on the day. My mother would send me out, you know, and say, you know, can you nip along to George and get us half a pound of mince?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you'd nip along, and people would be leaning on cows hanging up on chains, chatting.
Wow.
The window were open to the road, and he used to wave to almost every car that came up. People with their window down shout, "Hey up, George!" And they're all, "Hey, all right, lad." And I was known in Glasgow as Bunnet.
Bunny.
And we used to pass the butchers and shout in, "You all right, la?" And he'd say, "Hey, Bunnet," because of my bonnet. Bunnet.
But Scotty, I was going to say to you now about food as well. You say like go out and get it fresh, but there's another way of doing shopping. If you go like in the reduced aisle at a certain time, reduced food. I think that
you can. Your only problem with reduced food, and I love it. If I see yellow labels, I light up. My tail wags.
Yeah.
Right, but the trouble with it, you've got to actually eat it. You can't. You can't say there's a reduced sandwich. I got this egg and cress sandwich for 10p. You can't then leave it in the fridge for a week.
No.
So you've got to get it right down you as soon as you get back.
Yeah, but the guy who showed me, Scotty, he's a friend of mine. When we was doing bodybuilding in the past, now bodybuilding is quite expensive through the supplement food.
Once you get your shakes.
Yeah, so once he showed me the reduced aisle, and he'd go every day to that reduced aisle and find chicken breast or find something.
Get a lot of protein down him.
Yeah, exactly, and things like that. Nothing's cheap anymore.
No.
No hobby.
That's problem. Yeah, but I'll tell you the problem with that is I think since we came out of Europe.
Do you think what it is?
Yeah, that's what's done that, because there was such an abundance. Remember, they used to talk about wine lakes, butter mountains, all these things, you know. Bread hills, everything. Well, that's it. We've got to produce it ourselves now, and we're importing it.
That's the thing, and then the fruit's not the best over here, Scott. You know what? I know we can grow certain fruits over here, but it doesn't taste the same as, like, say, Spain, Italy.
No, it doesn't. Here, you say, "Oh, look at them, the Italian tomatoes, they're beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my lad, I'll need to dash because we're going daft here. You take great care of you.
And you, Scotty, mate. See you soon.
Love you lots, Pablo. DINKY-DOO, la.
Love you, mate.
See you, buddy. Top man. Claire, step into the light, love, says George. Love him or hate him, you have to laugh. He tells it the way it is. Absolutely. Good night, Scottie, says Anne. Jerry, Martin, Emma, sleep well, says Susan. Absolutely. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, Scotty. It's me, myself, and
Numpty, about time you came on. We were worried about you. Well, I thought you'd got blown away into the North Sea.
I nearly was, Scotty. I nearly was.
You were phoning me.
I'll tell you what happened when I was live on the phone in. That's when the phone signal went down, and it was down right through.
I thought you'd been blown away. I thought you'd been blown away. And see that part of the world you're talking about out there, right?
Aye.
You can't see a thing that's as wild and wild as the heather when the weather's up. And that's just in June.
Aye, well, where I am, I'm very high up, Scotty.
Ken.
I'm like as high as Arthur Seat, where
Ken.
I am, you know, I'm up in the hills.
Ken.
But let me tell you how bad it was. I lost both my skylights. They were ripped off. Another van had its roof totally ripped off.
For goodness sake.
Another van had its window blown out.
Oh, for goodness sake.
A shed was blown over, Scotty.
there was a few gas bottles on their sides.
That's not good.
Fences blown over.
That's not good.
That was just around my van. You know,
Numpty Heed, you need to be careful, son. You have to watch yourself. I remember a friend of mine stayed in a caravan up north, and her father came over to ask if he could have my assistance. And what it was we were putting in was caravan anchors. Have you seen them?
Aye, secure them to the ground.
Aye, they went away into the ground and then onto the van to hold it down.
Aye, that in the breeze block.
I can.
Anyway, but listen, I can assure you there's plenty structural damage down there. It's not just my skylights that's been ripped off. I think a lot of van skylights has been ripped off, and that's the least of their work.
Now, how were the skylights ripped? Did they have them open?
No, Scottie. For some reason, the wind was getting in underneath and just ripping them off. See, I didn't realise my skylights were off. I had my gas fire on, and I'm still freezing, you know. That's because the heat was going at the ceiling.
The heat was going to the ceiling. And did you not think there was sunny? Thought we're usually toasty warm by now.
Well, I thought that, but then I realised how chilly it was outside, and I thought the outside's, the elements are winning, you know. But I went down prepared, Scottie. You know, I went down prepared. I made sure I had my mobile phone fully charged, even though that ended up no good. I had my
You
laptop,
sounded terrible. I'll maybe see if I can lift the call off.
But I also had the laptop fully charged, and I had the wee Wi-Fi box. So I could
and could you hear us? Could you hear us?
I could still get the show.
It sounded like you were on the moon.
I know, and I had my beer, so I was well prepared. there was a fallen tree, and I did have to turn around at one point, and that was me trying to go into the village. Turned out there was a tree blocking the path of the road, so I had to turn around. So I couldn't buy my fags, Scottie, in the shop.
Good. I'm very, very, very pleased to hear that. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
bless that tree.
At least you can numpty safe and sound.
Bless you. That's the stuff. And listen, we'll catch up soon.
Absolutely.
Oh, listen, I was to hear one with you. Apparently, you were having a go at Martin.
Me and Martin were just having a wee bit banter.
A wee bit banter, so there was nothing in it, really.
Just a wee bit banter. Other people thought it was like bullying, but it was...
Okay. No, that's not your style, Numpty, but I just wanted to check all was well, you know?
You know, Martin says to me, I'm jealous because he talks to you, and I says to Martin, you're jealous because Kareem gets half an hour.
Oh, I don't know. I think Martin he was on Sunday morning, and he was saying how long Kareem had been on, and I thought, Martin, if it's a good call, we could have won an hour.
Well, there's no banner. We're just having a laugh. We're all
top man. Love you lots. Dinky-Doo. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta.
You know that stuff. Aye.
Ba-ta. Right, yeah. Ba-ta.
Ta-ta.
There we are. Fantastic. That's the stuff. Now, what's the chat saying? So true about the meat, says the wonderful Claire. Claire says, I listened to Belfield. I'm not that against him. If I didn't like him, I'd not listen. Calm down, lol. Just get the pies, don't you, and have a body like Scottie. So Charlie, yes, I'm a bodybuilder, Charlie. There we go. Fantastic. The pie man. In the 60s, used a cig packet silver paper to fix a fuse. No, madness. Madness. You could have blown the house up. I got electrocutified when I was a kid. Seriously, before the electric used to trip. I'm sure I saw the pearly gates. Turned out it was okay. Bad burns in my hand, clear. You just need to be careful. Never ever mess with electricity, and never trust an electrician with no eyebrows. That's what I always say. That's scary, Prof. Ken, guide job, you didn't stick your head out the skylight. You would have lost the heat, Charlie. Ken. Great show tonight, Scottie. Fantastic show tonight, Glenn. Dinky-Doo. Love pigs in blankets. Well, Glenn, they're getting very sophisticated in fans nowadays. If you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McCLUE, #VloTie, the first lord of the internet. And we are, of course, live on TikTok, and we are live on YouTube. Can you say Scapa Flow Texas Consulting? Hello, Chris. Welcome from Texas. We love having you on here. We are truly international and global. There we are. Good evening, Scottie. It's a cold one tonight. DINKY-DOO from Norwich. Neil, it will be cold in Norwich, down in the east coast there. But a lovely, lovely city, of course. Norwich Cathedral. Have you got Christmas lights up? I'm getting more booze to get over the Christmas period. DINKY-DOO. Joey, you don't need booze. You're fine without it, I say to you. Now, there we go. Scottie, you need to extend the phone in. It's not long enough. I know we're going to have to go in 5 minutes. There we are. Wonderful stuff. We used to light the gas taps before the Bunsen burners at school. Very dangerous, Joey. That could have had a blowback. Honestly, you know, I know children need to grow up, but you need to be able to trust them to behave. There we go. Who have we got here? How are you, Scottie? Mr. Goatface. I am outstanding, and thank you for all your kindness, Mr. Goatface. A very, very kind man. There we go. Scottie, yes, indeed. We'll have a look at that. How are you, Scottie? We are DINKY-DOO. I'm busy putting some water on the baby's head. Oh, yes, you're wetting the baby's head. Never shop when you're hungry. Chap 55, that's very, very sound advice. Never shop when you're hungry. I've got left it till I'm absolutely ravenous, and then I've gone out to the shops. Like two robbers in a Home Alone. Yes, indeed, Glenn. Hey, from Germany in Bavaria, BMW. Yes, the Bavarian Motorwerken. Beautiful motor cars. Thank you very much. Beautiful motorworks. What can I say to you? Nicht Deutsch sprechen. Ich bin ein Ausländer, nicht verstehen. There we go. That's what it's all about. That would have been arbitrary, up to he'd blown out to the North Sea. Trampoline for sale. Oh, chap 55, don't. There we go. Evening, sir. Sounding good. I thank you, radio guy. You're an excellent judge. Now, who else have we got here? Tinfoil was 80, Scottie. Safety first. Times have changed. Thank goodness. People could blow themselves up, I say. Ontario is covered in snow right now, Scottie says. Drewski from Ontario. We love you in Ontario. Fantastic stuff. Now, who else have we got here? Do you watch Shetland Mate? Well, we don't call each other mate on here, Chris. But I watch Shetland when I can. I love it. I think it's brilliant. There we are. Wow, German, great. Did you like that, Claire? Was that good? Excellent stuff, I say. Now then, who else do we have here? Second Home Alone was amazing with the amazing Brenda Fricker as the Pigeon Lady. Brenda Fricker is an outstanding artist. There we are. Wonderful actress. Evening, Scottie. DINKY-DOO. Chris, good evening. And a very good DINKY-DOO to you, sir. So there we are. But we don't do mate. That's more of I think it's more of an English word, really. But it's creeping into Scotland. Hiya, mate. You're right, mate. All that sort of stuff. And I think, no, you didn't serve with me in the Navy. There we go. Thank you, my dear fellow. Not at all, my dear fellow. Guys, I think we're going to have to go really, really soon. We've got about 1 more minute. There we go. I don't know if anybody wants to get a quick call in just to round off the evening. Fantastic, guys. Tonight has been an outstanding phone-in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really good of you. Respect to Big Archie. Yes, Big Archie's no longer with us, Chris. Big Archie passed in 1996, but a fine, fine fellow he was. So there, bring back the old ridings. Good one, Angela. Yes, indeed. So what have you got? You've got the North Riding and the East Riding and the West Riding. Is there actually a South Riding? That's the big question. Hey, all right, Claire. So there you are. Yes, people put M8. Stick to the yes, lad. That's it, laddie. Or Sonny. Sonny's a good one in Scotland. We like that. So there we are. Right. We're going to have to dash. I'm going to have to say night-night to my beautiful TikTokers. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your generosity. I love you. We love you. Dinky-Doo. Yes, I live in the East Riding of Yorkshire. I love it, Chris. My favourite of all time, Beverly Minster. Love it. Ta-ra, lads. There's our beautiful TikTokers. Have had to go. We're going to have to dash off to the beautiful YouTubers. Get subscribing. Dinky-Doo, I say. And of course, as we say in the very, very best of circles, ta-ra, lads. See you, my loves. Thanks for joining us, and join us tomorrow night at 9 o'clock sharp. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.